U.S. Citizenship and Immigration Services, or USCIS, recently announced that it is changing its filing fees. Now, this is something that has been in the works for well over a year now, but finally we have reached the point of the new rule being published, meaning that starting April 1st of 2024, there will be new fees that you need to be paying if you are filing anything with USCIS. So let's talk about some of the changes to see if it may or may not impact your case. The first thing to keep in mind is that not all of the changes are bad. You might actually be able to pay less if you wait until the new fee schedule goes into effect on April 1st than if you filed now. So whatever you're filing, make sure that you check the new fee schedule to see if it's going to be better for you to file later or better for you to file now. And if you want to take advantage of the current fees as they are, then your application needs to be postmarked before April 1st. Anything postmarked on April 1st or after will fall under the new fee schedule. Online filing is going to be cheaper by $50. So if you're comfortable doing the application online, then go ahead and do that. Save yourself the expense of that additional $50 and whatever it's going to cost to mail in your application. Under the current fee schedule, there are already cases that are exempt from the filing fee. Based on the type of case that they are, they just don't have to pay a filing fee in order to get a benefit or apply for the benefit. Under the new rule, this category of exempt cases has actually been expanded, and this is expanded in the realm of humanitarian type cases. So think of U visas for victims of certain types of criminal activity in the United States, T visas for victims of severe forms of human trafficking, VAWA for individuals that are the abused relatives of certain U.S. citizens or permanent residents, special immigrant juveniles. So this type of humanitarian cases have a broadened exemption for filing fees. So previously you might be able to have been exempt from the filing fee just, for example, for the U visas on your 918 application, your I-918 application. Now this expands it to your I-485 for your adjustment. So not only do you not have to pay the filing fee for the I-918, now you also don't have to pay it for the I-485. So this expansion is going to benefit a lot of individuals in their applications. So in addition to these fee exemptions, there's also fee waivers. So that is where you can ask the government to waive the fee for you based on your income. And so this is something that already exists, but it seems like it's going to be applied more liberally based on the new rules starting April 1st. So what is currently done when you ask for this fee waiver is that you send in a specific form I-912, to request that it be waived. And on that form, you explain your income status, your family size, and how you would qualify for it. If you haven't done this form before, it can be really tedious and confusing. In acknowledgement of how tedious and confusing it can be, USCIS has said that it will accept requests for fee waivers in other written manners. So in other words, you could write a letter explaining what your economic hardship is and how you believe that you qualify for that fee waiver. Do keep in mind though, if USCIS deems you to be ineligible for the fee waiver, your application will be kicked back to you, after which you will need to either argue again that you should qualify or just submit the fee with your application. The application for naturalization is another place where you can see that the fees might be lowered for you depending on your income. So the fee itself, if you're filing online, will drop by $15. So not a huge change there, but a little bit of a discount. The big change is whether or not you may be eligible to pay half price for that application. So previously you would be eligible for that if your household income fell in between 150% and 200% of the federal poverty guidelines. Now that has been expanded so that if your household income falls between 150% and 400% of the federal poverty guidelines, then you can qualify to pay for just half the cost of that filing fee, which covers a significant number of applicants. And USCIS has stated that it is doing this because it acknowledges the importance of naturalizing individuals to become US citizens. Another place to look for discounts in your filing fee is going to be when you are an applicant that is under the age of 14. So if you are, or if you have a child that's applying for a benefit under the age of 14, make sure to look closely at the filing fee schedule to see if that individual might qualify to pay a lower filing fee. One area where a lot of people are going to notice a difference is in the adjustment of status applications, or the I-485. So people are really used to filing an I-485 packet, which includes the I-765 for employment authorization and the I-131 for the travel permit. And all of that is bundled together and costs $1,225 in most situations, depending on your age. The difference is that now that is going to be unbundled. So instead of charging one sum for all three applications, the I-485 is going to be charged its own thing, the I-131 its own thing, and the I-765 its own thing. So you really have to consider whether you want or need all of those applications. Obviously, you're going to need the I-485 to adjust your status. That fee is going to be $1,440. If you do also want a travel permit, that is going to be $630. And if you decide that you need the work permit, then that is going to be $260. So all told, that is going to be a total of $2,330, up from what's currently being paid of $1,225. Additionally, if you have to renew your travel permit or your work permit while the case is ongoing, you do again have to pay those fees. Now the work permit fee, like I said, is $260. That is half price of what a normal freestanding I-765 application is going to be, but it's still a lot when you go from paying $0 for a renewal to $260 for a renewal. So do keep that in mind. If you are eligible to file now, you may benefit from that. Another change you're going to see is in the biometrics fees. So if you look online right now at what the filing fees are, a lot of situations you're going to see this is the cost for the application and this is the cost for the biometrics. Well, those are more or less being rolled into one after April 1st, and so you just pay that one fee. In the rare situations where you also do have to pay a separate biometrics fee, that is going to reduce from currently $80 to $30. Now, one hot button issue is this type of asylum tax that is being passed through to employers of non-immigrant and immigrant employment-based petitions. So those individuals don't have anything to do with asylum. However, asylum cases are processed without an application fee. They cost a lot of money to the system, but they're not receiving any application fees to offset that cost. The government's way of dealing with that has been to decide to instead charge a fee to employment-based petitions. So if you are an employer filing an I-129 or an I-140, you're likely to see an additional $600 charged on that petition to be used for asylum cases. Now again, that charge might be half the price or nothing, depending on whether you are a nonprofit or if you have 25 or fewer full-time employees, but regardless, it is an additional cost that you might can expect. Now, I'm going to link to a lot of these resources in the notes below, so if you have any additional questions, please make sure to check them out or comment below if you've got questions. I'd be happy to answer them. Thanks so much for joining. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button, and we'll see you next time.